Come to a comfortable reclined position on your mat. You can have the legs straight, you can have the knees bent, you can have the hands resting on the belly or the hands resting on the floor, whatever it is that feels comfortable for you at this moment in time. Tuck the shoulders down away from the ears, lift the head just a millimetre off the mat and stretch the crown of the head away from the body, then relax the back of the head down to the floor. Take a slow breath in, fill the body up. Open the mouth wide and just allow the breath to escape. Do that a couple more times. Just inhale till you're full. Then open the mouth and release. Just take a moment to recognize how your body feels here and now. Paying particular attention to anything that you know has been tight or tweaky in the past, any issues that you might be working with in your physical self. And then recognizing where it is that you're holding on to more tension than you need to, particularly around the neck, the jaw, the shoulders, those areas that we tend to clench up. And do your best to be able to let them become softer with each exhale. As we work through the practice here today, we're going to be moving a little bit more slowly than any of the previous days in the 28-day challenge. So as you're working through this, if you start to worry that I might have fallen asleep or that the video might have stopped, take an extra 10 breaths just so that you really stay focused on what it is that you're feeling and what it is that you're doing on your mat. Starting off nice and slow. Bring that left knee up towards the chest. So take both hands up to the left knee and roll the shoulders down away from the ears. As you exhale, start to squeeze the left knee up towards the body. Feel for what's comfortable for you to challenge yourself with here. So for most of us, the stretch is going to be around the left hip, the back of the left thigh. But if it feels like there's too much compression on the front of the left hip, then allow the left knee to move away from the body. Breathe slow, breathe deep. And then coming into a reclined spinal twist. So keep hold of that left knee with your right hand. Bring the left palm and place it underneath the back of the head. So the weight of the head is pinning your left palm to the floor. On your next exhale, slowly bring your left knee over towards your right armpit and allow that left hip to float up off the floor. Bring the left knee over to the right side of the mat as far as you need to create a stretch worth your time. Then coming back into that long, steady breath. Feeling for the movement of the breath across the side of your chest, your armpit, the stretch in the back of the body, maybe the stretch around the left hip. And inhaling, bring that left leg back to center. Remove the left hand from behind the back of the head. Take the left hand onto your left knee. Now bring your right hand and rest it on the front of your right thigh. So you're helping to pin the hips in position. So as you exhale, use your left hand to guide left knee out to the left side, keeping that left knee in line with the hip. Find a comfortable stretch on the inside of your left thigh here. Steady, easy breath, just helping to reassure that left hip that it's still safe. And if you feel that you can go deeper, then by all means bring the left knee wider out to the left side. If you feel that the left knee needs more support, then give that to yourself with your left hand. On your inhale, bring that left knee back in line with the left hip, coming to half dead bug. Keep the right hand on the front of the right thigh, bring the left arm up inside the left leg, and grab the inner arch of your left foot. If that's not comfortable for you to hold onto, then you can always just wrap the left arm around the back of the left knee instead. But this time we're taking the left knee up towards the left armpit, so left knee is wide of the left side of the chest, and then allowing the weight of the left arm to gently ease the left knee down on the outside of the body here. And breathe. On your inhale, releasing the left leg down, pausing for a moment just to consider how the body feels, particularly the difference between left and right. Then moving on to the second side, bring the right knee up to the chest. Taking both hands up to the right knee, just squeeze the right knee up towards the body for knee to chest pose. If you're comfortable going stronger, squeeze the right knee in tighter. If you're happy with the knee where it is, just leave it there. And coming into reclined spinal twist. Taking the right palm, pop it underneath the back of the head. As you exhale, use that left hand to guide right knee to left armpit. Find the twist that feels good for you in your whole body. So not just the back, pay attention to the shoulders, pay attention to the hips. Then steady the breath. On your inhale, bring that right knee back to center. This time, we're taking the right hand to the right knee. Left hand pins the front of the left thigh to the floor. On your exhale, slowly take the right knee out to the right side, keeping the left hand grounding the left hip for half frog. Again, you can use that right hand to help provide a little more pressure on the right hip, or use that right hand to give yourself a little more support. Find the best place for you right now, and then feed your body with the best breath you can. On your inhale, bring that right knee back to center for half dead bug. So left hand stays on the front of the left thigh, right arm comes up and grabs the inner arch of the right foot. Then taking the right knee out to the right side of the chest so that you can allow the right knee to draw down on the outside of the body rather than trying to pull the knee through your own ribcage. Still working on being able to ground the left hand on the left hip. Still working on being able to keep your breath strong here. And inhaling gently, releasing the right foot down. Bend both knees and shuffle the heels in towards your bum. Working on being able to come up into bridge. So have the feet around hip width apart, toes pointing forwards, and then roll the palms open towards the ceiling on either side. Now we're going to start by coming up into 5 bridge lifts. So that's exhaling, lift the hips up into bridge, and then inhaling, releasing the hips back down. And after we've taken 5 of those, we're going to stay in bridge for a count of 10. So take a slow breath in. As you exhale, ground through the feet. Tuck the tailbone up, lift the hips as high as is comfortable while still keeping the length in the back of the body. And inhaling, relaxing the pelvis back down to the floor. Fill the body up. As you exhale, ground through the feet. Slowly start to peel the pelvis, the lower back, the mid back up off the mat. Raise the hips and inhale, releasing the pelvis back down. Take 3 more at the end of your exhale. On your third, stay lifted up in bridge pose. Slow the movement down to match the full length of your breath. And exhaling, slowly tucking tailbone up gently. Lower the hips all the way down to the floor. Coming into a passive reclined Baddha Konasana. So shuffle the feet together, then split the knees apart, bring the soles of the feet together, and release the knees wide. Now, if you're hip tweaking and this isn't comfortable, brace the hands on the outside of the thighs. If you're comfortable going stronger, then release the hands down on the inner thighs. So you're just giving your hips a little bit more pressure. Then start to make the breath a little stronger again. Now bring your hands to the outside of the thighs and push the knees together. Bring the knees up towards the chest and wrap your arms loosely around the legs. Just gently rock yourself from left to right. Give yourself a little bit of a back massage here. And then we're going to roll over onto the right side. So release the right hand down by the right side of the head. And as you exhale, rock over onto your right. Then use both hands, press yourself up, keeping the neck relaxed. Take the right palm to the right side of the head and lift the head up. From here, in a seated position facing towards the front of your mat, playing with some core work, yes, even in a yin practice. Sitting on your bum, shuffle the heels in towards you and have your hands braced on either knee. Then from there, roll the shoulders down, lift the chest up and start to ease the torso back. See if you can pick the heels up off the floor. Now, if this is your challenge, stay here. If you're comfortable going a little stronger, you can release the pressure of the hands on the legs until you can take the arms out in front, still with the heart lifted, still with the shoulders wrapped. Then from there, beginning to extend the legs forwards through to Navasana, classical boat pose. Just taking 3 breaths here, wherever you are. If you need to, you keep the knees bent, but try and keep the heels off the floor if you can. And exhaling, everybody, bend the knees, take hold of the knees with the hands, bring them in towards your chest. If you need to, take the heels down to the floor, but again, if you can keep them lifted, stay up. Then from here, spine long, lifting through the crown of the head, release the arms out if that's available, straighten the legs, bring big toes in line with your eye level. Just 3 breaths here. And exhaling, slowly bend the knees in, take the hands onto the knees, tuck them in tight to the chest, try and keep the heels up off the mat if that's available. And then one last time, still with the heart lifted away from the hips, release the hands out, extend the legs forwards as far as you need to make yourself challenged. And exhaling, bring the knees in towards the chest and gently lower the heels down to the floor. Coming onto all fours facing towards the front of the mat. Starting off with table pose. So hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. And we're going to come through into cat and cow, which goes like this. Take a slow breath in. Lift the chin up. Lift the hips behind you, press the belly down to the floor, arms and legs locked straight. Exhaling, tuck the chin to the chest, start to lift the middle of the back up towards ceiling, tuck the tailbone down. So it's inhaling, lifting the head, lifting the bum, pressing the belly down in cow. Exhaling, tucking chin to chest, tucking tailbone down, lift the middle of the back up towards ceiling like an angry cat. Inhaling back through to cow. And exhaling through to cat. Just 2 more. Then inhaling back to neutral. Working on a gentle shoulder stretch. Take the back of the left hand and place it just behind your right palm. And from here, exhale, slide that left hand over towards the right side of the room until you can lower your left shoulder, the left side of the head, down onto the floor. Breathe. You're still stretching out through the fingertips of the left hand, so you're still creating that opening in the back on the left shoulder. And you're massaging the tension in that shoulder out with your full breath. And inhaling, release, coming back to your starting position of table. As you exhale, back the right hand behind the left palm. Slowly bend the left elbow, lower the right shoulder down as you slide the right hand out to the right side. Just lay your head down on the mat so you can let the neck relax. Slow, steady breath. Just feeling for what it is that's happening here in the right shoulder. How does that compare to what you had going on in the left? And inhaling, slowly release that right hand back, coming back to table position. From here, playing a little bit with your core stability, keeping the right palm grounded. Bring your left hand forwards as far as you comfortably can while your right shoulder is still above the right hand. Now, if that's comfortable for you, you can look at being able to take your right knee back. So straighten the right leg out, have the toes of the right foot tucked under. Then from here, playing with balance a little more. See if you can lift the left hand off the floor, left hand in line with the left shoulder. See if you can float the right heel up off the mat as well. Wherever you're at, slow, steady breath. If you need to bring either left hand or right foot back down to the floor, work with that. You're looking to find a comfortable challenge that we can take for a full 10 breaths here. And on your exhale, gently bring left palm down beneath left shoulder, right knee down beneath the right hip. Same with the second side. So it's right hand forwards, fingertips on the floor. Take the left hand back, straighten the left leg out with left knee lifted. Then from there, play with lifting right hand up and left heel up in line with the left hip. Slow and steady breath. Keep the back of the neck long so the neck is in line with the rest of the spine. And you're reaching forwards through the right hand, back through the left heel. And exhaling, releasing the right hand down, left knee down as well. Now, coming into child's pose for a moment. Have your knees together. Gently lower your bum down towards the heels and keep the breath strong. Stay connected to your sensation here. Release the forehead down onto the mat. Just take 3 breaths here. Feel for that gentle stretch on the back of the body. Then coming into child's pose side stretch. Lift the head, extend the hands forwards, 12 inches. 30 centimeters for anybody who's younger than me. From here, pick up your left hand and take it to the outside of your right hand. Then uncross your right arm. So both hands are pointing over towards the front right corner of your room. Then from here, ground the palms strongly. Slowly start to sink the hips back towards your heels. And then swing the hips over towards the right side of the mat. So you're getting a long opening between the left arm, left shoulder, left armpit, down across maybe the mid back, the lower back, into the left hip. Slow, easy breath. Make sure that whatever you're creating here is comfortable for you. Relax the neck, let the head hang free. Inhaling, lift the head up, walk the hands back to center and reset in child's pose for 3 breaths. So lower the bum back down to the heels, relax the forehead onto the mat, let the arms become soft and breathe. Inhaling, lift the head, look forwards, bring the hands towards the front of the room. From there, crossing right hand over to the outside of the left, uncross the left arm, ground the palms strongly against the floor, slowly begin to ease the hips back and over towards the left heel. Find the best opening on the right side of the chest for you. If it's available, relax the forehead down to the mat. On your inhale, lift the head up, walk the hands back to center, then bring the hands back underneath your shoulders. Shuffle the knees apart so they're hip width apart, so they're directly underneath the hips. And then from here, we're going to tuck the toes behind, underneath. From table to downward dog. With the toes tucked under, exhale, lift the knees up. Push the heart back towards the knees, lifting the hips towards the ceiling. Now, start by bending your left knee slightly. Draw the right heel down towards the floor. Find that long opening on the back of the right calf, maybe the back of the right knee, right hip. Then breathe. From here, exhaling gently, lower the knees down. We're coming back to table. If you need to, you can take a break in child's pose. Wherever you're at, focus on being able to re-establish your best breath. And on your next exhale, bringing yourself back to downward dog. And then bending your right knee, drawing left heel down towards the floor, finding the opening on the back of the left leg. And inhaling, bending both knees, walk the feet towards your hands and come into a straight-legged forward fold. So feet hip width apart, releasing chest forwards. If you know that your back tweaky or hamstring tweaky, then feel free to bend the knees here. But grab your left elbow with your right hand and your right elbow with the left. Relax the neck, let the head hang free. Just 5 breaths here. And inhaling, releasing the hands to the hips. Exhale everything out. Everybody bend the knees. Come halfway up on your next inhale. And then exhale there. Then inhale, slowly bring yourself the rest of the way up. Come standing to the front of the mat. We're going to run through a slow motion sun salute. So start off with feet hip width apart, grounding through the heel and the ball of both feet. Chest upright, tailbone gently tucked, shoulders relaxed. Stand tall, breathe strong. And on your exhale, bring the hands together in prayer position in front of the heart. Keep the shoulders wrapped down away from the ears, still breathing deep. Press the palms together, feel for what that switches on in your chest. From here, keep the shoulders tucked down. As you inhale, in slow motion, release the hands up. Straighten the arms if that's available, palms facing in towards each other, hands shoulder width apart. On your exhale, release the hands down to the hips. If you know your back or hamstring tweaky, then feel free to bend the knees. Otherwise, on your next exhale, slowly start to bring the heart forwards, coming into a straight-legged forward fold. And then breathe here in this comfortable forward fold, keeping the hands on the hips. If it works better to have your knees bent, if it's easier for you to keep your balance like that, then go ahead, adjust the pose. And then exhaling, everybody, bend the knees, release the hands down to the floor. Inhaling, right knee bent, step the left leg back. Keeping that left knee raised up off the floor, push the left heel towards the back of the room. Slow, steady breath. And then exhaling gently, lower the left knee down. Give the left knee padding if it needs it. Inhaling, we're coming up through to lunge. Press your hands on the right thigh. As you exhale, tucking tailbone down, then sinking the hips down to the right heel. If you're happy with the hands on the right thigh, leave them there. If you'd like to, release the arms up. But breathe slow, breathe steady. And exhaling, releasing the hands down to the floor. Inhaling, stepping the right foot back, lower the right knee down next to the left. Exhaling, tuck chin to chest, tuck tailbone down, coming into cat. So arching the back up, empty the body of breath. Inhaling, we're coming through to cow. So press the belly down, lift the hips, lift the head, looking forwards. Exhaling, back to cat, chin to chest, tuck tailbone, lift the space between the shoulder blades to ceiling. Inhaling, back through to cow. Feel for lengthening the chest forwards, pulling the heart to the front of the room. One more time, exhaling, coming into cat. Inhaling, coming through to cow. Now, exhaling, tuck chin to chest, tuck tailbone down, tuck the toes under, lift the knees up to downward dog for a moment. Then inhaling, bring your left foot forwards, lower the right knee down and adjust the position of the left foot so you can have that left knee above the left heel, palms down flat on the front of the mat. From here, toes the right foot tuck under, exhaling, push the right heel back, find a gentle stretch in the back of the right leg, maybe in the hips. Just 3 breaths. And gently releasing that right knee down. Raise the body, brace the hands on the left thigh. Exhaling, tuck tailbone down to the left heel, and inhale, sweep the arms up. Breathe slow, breathe strong. And exhaling, gently releasing the hands down, stepping the left knee back next to the right. And then from here, making your way back to a reclined position on your mat. So, lay down. I'm going to come into another variation on reclined Baddha Konasana. So, this time, laying down on your back, bring your knees up towards the chest, and bring the knees apart, bring the soles of the feet together. Reaching up, wrap the hands around the outside edge of both feet, and if that's not available, you can wrap the strap around your feet. If you don't have a strap, hold on to the shins instead. Whatever you're playing with here, roll the shoulders down away from the ears, take a slow breath in. As you exhale, keeping the soles of the feet together, gently pull the heels down towards your pelvis. If you'd like to go for a stronger stretch, push the knees further forwards. And as you inhale, releasing the feet down, finding a comfortable position for you to rest in Shavasana. So make as many adjustments as you need to. Have the feet a little bit wider apart than the hips, have the hands resting on the belly or the palms open towards the ceiling, or do whatever it is that feels good inside of your body. If you need to, feel free to grab props, pillows, cushions, whatever it is that you'd like to be able to give yourself the best Shavasana here. So spend a little bit longer in Shavasana for today's practice. Just taking 5 minutes, looking at being able to stay connected to the sensation of relaxation in your body. So once you're comfortable, close your eyes, take a slow breath in. Just as we did at the beginning, open the mouth and allow the breath to escape. So you're not forcing the breath out, you're not taking a sigh, you're just opening the mouth and allowing the breath to leave the body. Repeat that process, inhaling till you're full. Open the mouth and let go. Now on the next few exhales, feel for being able to let the body become softer. And then releasing control of your breath completely. Just being able to spend a few moments here in Shavasana, recognizing the feeling of your body in this relaxed state. With your eyes closed, just being able to spend a few moments giving yourself the full attention of your mind. And if your mind wanders somewhere else, if it feels that it's got more pressing matters to engage with, then just recognize that you've set aside this time for your practice. So do your best to stay connected to what it is that you're doing here, rather than anything that came before or anything that might come after. just be here for a few minutes and I'll bring you back when we're done. Begin to deepen your breath. And just rest here for a moment. Breathing slow, breathing deep. Then begin to wriggle your fingers, stretch out your palms, your wrists. Wriggle the toes, flex the feet, the ankles. Bring the knees up towards your chest, wrap the arms around the legs, and just ease yourself left to right here. Still breathing deep, still taking your time. When you're ready, release the right hand down by the right side of the head and exhale, rock over onto your right side. Press yourself back up to a seated position with the neck soft. Then take a right palm to right side of the head to lift the head up. Still with your breath deep, come facing towards the front of your mat. Bring the hands together in prayer position in front of your heart. Take a huge breath in. Namaste.